Hello my dolly dearies and welcome to another video. So today, as you can see from all of the pink, it is one of the best times of the year, Valentine's Day. Even though I spend it alone, I find it fun to make all these pretty pink Valentine's dolls. This year I wanted to be a bit ambitious, and I already had another project themed around this in the works, so I thought I could fuse the two together and make a resin doll head for our Valentine's Day gal this year. I think it should be pretty enjoyable, but without any further ado, let's get on with the video. For this doll, we've got two separate parts. The body and arms of the doll head and neck that we stole for our Vicky doll, and this clay head I sculpted out of oven-baked clay and epoxy. She is quite an anime style, and I haven't really done any faces like this, so it should be fun. This body will need some fixing up and work on it though. But to cast the doll head, I've got this little mould I made a while back. It's a bit smashed together because the original cast for the mould did not go well. But now that we've filled it with resin, which is a pain and I did a lot off screen because it's very hard to get the camera into my resin area, you can see me desperately demoulding it. I unfortunately had to make it in a Lego set because my original mould started leaking after I'd mixed together all of the silicone to go into the mould, so I desperately had to construct a Lego mould to try and save all of the silicone I mixed. It did end up working, but this mould will take a bit more work than the last one that I had planned. We can start pulling out all of her head pieces. There we have the front of her face, and then the back. They are not perfect. There are some gaps and holes, and the bottom of the face has this huge air bubble and a little bit at the side, but I'm sure we can fix those. I mixed up some extra resin and poured it into the gaps and sanded it down to perfection. It's barely noticeable now. Then for the eyes, I had these cute little eye printouts that I made using Moonlight Jewel's Patreon pattern. Definitely go and check her out if you haven't already. But now we can go on to the face. It's very, very daunting. This is the first ever resin doll I've had, let alone made. The face sculpt that I made is called Myrtle, but this one's gonna have a different name because I ended up sanding down a lot of the face due to the air bubble. I do what I normally do, adding blush to the cheeks and shading to the eyes. Due to the very flat nature of her face, I could basically go any direction I wanted. To define the nose, I add some more pink over the nose and shade it a little bit with some green on the ends of my brush. I tried dabbing some glitter onto her face, then immediately decided I didn't like it and it had to go. I brought on the clay face that I made previously and had sketched on some details with Posca pens to help me vaguely for the placement of things, because her face of course turned out really well, even though it was just a doodle because I was bored. But as soon as I tried to do it on the real thing, that's when I can't get it to work properly. I start lightly sketching out the outline for her mouth. For this face up, I find an open mouth works best. It gives it more depth and expression, even though it's just a flat piece of resin. I sketched the lips in black because I thought black lipstick would be a perfect contrast to all the pink and cute stuff that's going to be going on with her outfit and face. About halfway through the project I decided that black was a bit too much, so when I started going in with my gouache paints, I made them pink instead. With my gouache paints, I'm going to paint two small little hearts on her cheeks. The pencils I found weren't really gripping with the second layer, so I switched to paints. And now we have these two little adorable hearts on her cheeks, perfect for Valentine's Day. Then I take one of my finest brushes to start gently drawing on her eyeliner. It's always the most difficult part of dolls because it has to be so crisp and even. But with that, her face up is done. It's quite simple due to not having to draw any eyes. But we can take our Liquitex High Gloss Varnish to add some shine to the lips, and through the magic of editing, we can pop her eyes into her head. And she's just so cute. I then took some hot glue to stick two fabric covered magnets into her head. I also drilled a small hole to put a little hook in to secure in some elastic. I used the arm mending tutorial by Dollightful, as seen in her Sakura video, to make these arms, and to fix her neck peg I'm going to take some white morph. It's this little plasticky stuff that you can put in water and it heats up, and within a few minutes it'll have dried like hard plastic. I take a small bit and push it around the wire armature I made for the neck, working it until I've got the desired shape, which her head fits perfectly on. I loop the small bit of elastic round both of the loops to secure her head in place. The only thing is, it doesn't match the colour, and I can never colour match Frankie's skin. So instead, I made her a small little neck collar and a wig, which helps make her leg seem much, much shorter. And the wig is just adorable! I'm going to be taking some more gold wire to sculpt her a teeny little crown, which is perfect for Valentine's Day. To make the crown, I made a small loop of gold wire. Then to secure the beads on, I took a small length, slipped a little diamond bead onto it, bend the wire around the bead, and press it down at either side, using your pliers to press it flush to the bead. After pressing it flush to the bead, you twist the wires around each other. And once you've twisted those together, you take each end and wrap it around the small loop of wire you've made for the base of your crown. And that's our little crown done, and it's just so cute. I feel it really goes with her face up and her hair, it's so pretty. Now for the outfit. I have a lot of pink red fabric that could be used for this project, and I originally thought about doing a layered skirt that went from white to red at the bottom. So I cut out small rectangles of each, more opting for some pinks towards the top, and stitched them together, and yeah, it does not look too great. But after much deliberation, going through about 4 different outfits, I eventually made her a small paper mache corset with a wire heart on it. I then glued some gems into the little ornamentations I added to the side of the heart. I glued some tulle around the waist and left a long train at the back and a small ribbon to fasten it. And of course we've got to add some glitter to that heart. It's not extremely viewable on camera, but it pops up in the photo shoot. And with that we can slip the corset onto her body. But we aren't quite finished yet. We've got to add some detail to all of that lovely tulle. So I take some puffy paint and pump on little branches, which we can stick some gems and flowers on. This was immensely time consuming and it kept on seeping through to the other side, but in the end we got there and I fastened a few gems on to look like cherry blossoms. It's super cute, right? But with that, she's done! She's just the cutest, isn't she? Even though she doesn't have much pink, I think she fits perfectly for Valentine's Day. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe because it helps me get these videos to reach more people and introduce more people to the lovely Sky the Golden channel. This doll certainly was a challenge due to her being a resin doll and the trials and tribulations which come with trying to match Frankie's skin tone. But nonetheless, she was so enjoyable to make, and I really can't wait to use more of Myrtle's head in the future. I decided to call her Darla though, a name with English origin meaning one's true love, which is perfectly fitting. But as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye!